Hello students, myself Anshri Goswami. I am from Radhabad, Uttar Pradesh. I did my 12th and 10th from CBSE board with subjects physics, chemistry, biology and English. Then I did my graduation as BCom and post-graduation as MCom from MJP Arya University. Right now I am pursuing B.Ed final year. If I talk about my teaching experience, I am having teaching experience of more than 3 years in teaching the students, as I teach the students in my own coaching center, Unique India Classes, where I teach students up to class 12. If I talk about my online teaching, then I am right now working with Focus Edumatics, who teach the students of US in English subject. So right now I am working there. Moving forward, today I am going to introduce the topic direct and indirect speech. So, what do we mean by direct speech? So, we use direct speech when we want to say something to other person, what the other person said. When we want to say this thing to other person by using the exact phrase used by that person, by just putting the phrase between the speech marks, like Shyam said, I want to buy a car. This is a direct speech. When we just simply put the phrase between the speech marks and don't want to rephrase the sentence, we use direct speech there. Now, if I talk about indirect speech, when we want to report something to other person said by other person, then the indirect speech is used, like Shyam said that he wanted to buy a car. In this sentence, I didn't use the phrase that is used by that particular person. I just simply reported this thing to some other person in my own way. That means it is not compulsory that we should use that phrase only that is used by that particular person. We'll discuss some points to remember while phrasing the direct speech and indirect speech. First one is the exact word of the speaker are repeated. So in direct speech, the exact word that are used by the speaker are repeated. In indirect speech, the speaker's words are reported by someone in his own or her own way. That means he will use his own words to express the thing that is said by the speaker in indirect speech. The next point is the word of the speaker are enclosed within inverted commas. That means when we phrase a direct speech, then we use inverted commas for the sentence that is spoken by the speaker. Next, in this, inverted commas are removed. There is no need to use any inverted commas in the indirect speech. Next, a comma separates the introductory part and the exact word of speaker. So the introductory part is separated by a small comma, and then an inverted comma is started and the phrase which is used by the speaker is written there. And in the indirect speech, conjunction is used to join the introductory part to the reported part. Like Shyam said that he will buy a car. So here the conjunction that is used to connect the introductory part and the reported part. So these are the points that should be remembered while phrasing the direct speech and indirect speech. So now let's take the example for better understanding the direct speech and the indirect speech. So Shyam said, I want to buy a car. Here we used inverted commas. The main thing is inverted commas before the phrase that is used by the speaker. Exact phrase that is used by the speaker. We used inverted commas. Next thing, we used a comma after the introductory part. This is the introductory part, Sham said, and this is the reported part. Okay, so we used a comma after introductory part. So these are the main points, that after introductory part we have to put a comma, before reported part we have to put an inverted comma. That means we have to put the phrase between the inverted commas, and we have to use the exact same phrase that is used by the speaker. Now next we will go to indirect speech. Shyam said that he wanted to buy a new car. A car. So here no inverted commas, because we are not using the same phrase that is used by the speaker. So no need to use inverted commas in indirect speech. So this is the introductory part and this is the reported part. Introductory part is joined by conjunction to reported part. Here the conjunction that is used to join the both. This that is used to join the introductory part and the reported part. No need to use here the comma, the inverted commas like in the direct speech. So this is the difference between the direct and the indirect speech. So now these are the some verbs in the reported speech which will be converted while phrasing the indirect speech. So is MR is converted into was or were. Was were is converted into had been, and had been has no change while used in the indirect speech. Next is has and have, which will be converted in had while phrasing the indirect speech. Do or does is converted to did. Did is converted to had done, and will and shall is converted to would, should while phrasing the indirect speech sentences. So that's all for today. This was a general introduction to the direct and indirect speech. If you find this video useful, please give a thumbs up to the video and make sure to subscribe the channel. Thank you.